Hey there, horror fiends. Welcome to a Christmassy episode of Terror TV. I'm James J. Coker, and as you can see, I'm a little tied up right now trying to set up Christmas lights. Fucking Christmas lights, man. Jesus, they get tangled everywhere. Alright, anyway, besides this, it's that Yuletide season, horror fiends, which means for many horror fans out there, it's time to cuddle with some eggnog or hot cocoa and some candy canes and take in the multitude, and I mean multitude, of Killer Santa films out there. Now, granted, there's plenty of Killer Santa films out there, but remember that there's also plenty of Christmassy episodes of your favorite horror TV shows. Tales from the Crypt had a Killer Santa episode. I bet there's some Christmas episodes of X-Files or Supernatural. But I'm here to shed some light, or rather, talk about the Christmas episode of the 1980s anthology show Tales from the Darkside. And that Christmas episode is Seasons of Belief. Seasons of Belief concerns a family on Christmas Eve that decides, instead of watching TV, that they should all sit down and tell a story. The family consists of the young wife and mother, the much older husband and father, played by E.G. Marshall, if you can remember him as the creepy billionaire terrorized by the cockroaches in Creepshow, along with their two children, the young daughter and the young son. So instead of watching TV, they decide to tell a story. The kids are not having it with any kind of a happy story. They actually want a scary story. So the husband and wife decide to plan a very scary story to scare them straight. The story of the Grither, a big, monstrous thing that terrorizes kids who say his name on Christmas Eve. So, further into the episode, the husband and wife keep telling details about the Grither. Keep telling him he has giant ears that get bigger and bigger the more you say his name, leading to the little brat kid yelling his name twice, out loud. To the monster having giant long arms and giant hands that can squeeze the life out of people. And as they keep telling the stories, the kids are getting more frightened and more frightened. And the parents are just having a blast scaring the shit out of their kids. And they even convince the kids not to say the Grither's name out loud, or lest the Grither will come and get them. Until finally, they even convince their uncle, who stopped by to visit, to get in on the Grither scary telling and even scare the kids even further. Well, finally, when the father tells the kids that the Grither is no more real than Santa Claus, all of a sudden the wind blows into the house and the Grither actually shows up. Now, the ending of this episode is what really sticks into a lot of people's minds for how they remember this. There's a lot of fun with the parents trying to scare the little kids throughout the whole episode, but the true strength of the episode comes when a part of the Grither actually shows up at the very end, with the long arms reaching out, and actually ends up doing away with both the mom and the dad, squeezing the life out of them, leaving them in their chair. All the while, there's a very creepy and fun little last line of the whole episode.
It was not. No, don't say his name. It wasn't Santa Claus.
So, instead of watching a Killer Santa movie for the beginning of your Yuletide season, dear horror fans, how about watch this very Christmassy episode of Tales from the Darkside? It's quite fun.
And whenever he finally finds those people who have been speaking his name in vain, why, he opens up his fists and he reaches out his arms and he